What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal? Welcome to ITZ MILKTV. North, south, east, west, the deal. It's Milk Gang. Y'all already know how it's gonna go. I got an artist, a pro wrestler. We pretty much just gonna kind of start from the beginning. So, what part of Ohio were you born in?
I was born in Lima, Ohio, where the former WWE World Tag Team Champion Al Snow's from.
Now, Lima, is that like a rural part of Ohio?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of farmland around here, but the town I live in, it's a pretty big town though.
Do you have like a bathroom with a toilet, or do you gotta go outside?
I have a toilet. Man, back then there was different times, Like I didn't know any. I grew up in a real little small town right outside of Lima called St. Mary's, and I didn't know anything, man.
What was the population in that city when you grew up out there?
It was about 7,000 at that time. My buddy Dustin, he had a trampoline and we'd wrestle on it, and
Okay.
like WWE stuff. And that's
Yeah.
how I got my interest in wanting to be a wrestler. Was wrestling with my friends on a trampoline.
What else is it to do out there?
Well, we had arcades and we had a bowling alley, and there's a high school football games and stuff like that we would go to. There was a lake called Grand Lake St. Mary's. My dad had a boat. He would take us out on the lake and we'd go inner tubing. We had a drive-in theater. We had a movie theater downtown. So we had stuff to do. Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It was all white people.
Okay.
And like when I saw this black guy playing basketball one day in the park, and I was like, it was like I was meeting like a celebrity or something to me, because I was like, holy shit. Like, I've never seen one of these guys in real life before. And I walked up to him and I just started talking to him, and he was really nice to me and let me play basketball with him a little bit. And because like at that time, the only thing I only seen black people on TV.
Okay. So with that being said, it was no issue with you wanting to listen to hip hop music?
Not at all, man. Like, all my heroes were black. Like, Mike Tyson was my favorite fighter. Michael Jordan was my favorite basketball player, and then Shaquille O'Neal. And all the artists that I listened to were black too, man, except for Vanilla Ice. I listened to him when he came out, when he was popping. I had a friend of mine. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put him on blast. But his dad, he had a horse ranch, and he had a female horse he named her Reba, and he was always acting weird about that horse. Like, whenever it rained, he'd be like, "That old bitch, she don't want to go in the barn." And one night he was drunk on whiskey, and he was like, he said, "You ever have any horse pussy? All you need is a little old 5-gallon bucket. Step up on that son bitch and get you some." And I told that's like this old country ass white guy, right? But then there's this old country black guy. He was in a wheelchair. He's all crippled up, smoking a blunt like this because he was in a car accident. And I told him that story thinking he was gonna think it was crazy, but he was like, "Shit, I'll fuck a dog. If that motherfucker ain't heat, goddamn."
Did you ever get into any smoke out there?
Oh yeah, I smoked a lot of weed down in
No.
Alabama.
I mean, did you get into any smoke? Like, did you ever have any
Oh,
problems out there?
oh yeah. I had problems. Yeah.
What was one of the worst little situations that happened with you out there in Alabama?
I was at a keg party, and there was like, I don't know, maybe 30 people there, and I was playing some of my music, and these chicks were like gathered around me, like gathered around the stereo, listening to the music. Like, all these girls was like, their attention was on me and like the music I was playing for them, because I was playing some of my beats that I made, and like all the dudes were getting jealous, and then I left and I went to go get some beer, and I came back, and when I came back, all their beer was gone. So they're looking at me and looking at the beer, the 6-pack of beer in my hand, look at like some sharks surrounding like a fucking dolphin or something. I don't know. And this one dude like wanted to fight me, and I was like, "You don't want to fight me, bro." Like, so he came to swing on me, so I grabbed him in a headlock and I took him to the ground. And then he started punching himself in the head to make it look like I was punching him in the head. And then his buddy came up and kicked me in the eye with a steel-toed boot and broke my orbital socket right here. They said I was going to have like a plastic surgery or something, which I never got. But then after that, like blood was gushing out of my nose and mouth and stuff. And I was trying to get away because like I was getting, people were like ganging up on me. So I was running away from like 10 or 12 dudes. And then when I was running into this field, there was like a hole in the ground and my foot got caught in the hole. And when I fell to the ground, these motherfuckers just stomped me out like a fucking cigarette. But like 10 or 12 of them just put the fucking boots to me, man. It was fucked up. I healed up okay. I mean, it still don't look 100% like the way it used to, but people can't really tell unless I tell them about it and they're looking. But the two dudes that started that fight, the guy that started it and the guy that kicked me in the eye, they're both dead now. Don't ask me how or why, but like,
are you working or what?
I had a regular job. I would work. First, I was working at a pizza place. It was called Mamma Mia's Pizza, and so I worked for them for quite a while until I got in with the wrong guys and started doing drugs and stuff, and we ended up robbing the place. But after that, I worked for McDonald's, and then those guys on that pizza place, they were so nice to me that they gave me another chance and they actually hired me back after that.
After you ran in there, like y'all had ran in there.
Like I was straight up broke in there and with three other guys and stole their safe.
Oh, okay.
At night, and then and they forgave me and they gave me another chance, and then I've been totally forgiven by those wonderful people.
What type of gang drugs was you on at that time?
Bro, I was smoking primos. Like they had crack rocks and a blunt. Man, I'm telling you, like I met this rapper named Big Jew, Ju. His name was Julian. I think his real name was Julian or something like that. And he's the one that like showed me that you can be a rapper at a low, like at an independent level. And he was like, he made beats and stuff, and he would be smoking a primo, and he's the one that turned me on to that primo smoking shit. So I was smoking crack and a blunt, and I got really hooked on crack.
What did you ever smoke the pipe? Like you ever put the crack in the pipe and just smoke it like that, or it was just straight primo?
I tried a crack in the pipe, I think one time, and I didn't like it.
Okay.
And, yeah, for some reason it had to be the primo.
Yeah.
So I had this natural rhythm. I would always rock back and forth like a R word. I'm not allowed to say it because it's like not politically correct anymore, but like I'll be rocking back and forth all the time. And they're like, "What's wrong with him?" And it's like, "Oh, nothing's wrong with me. I just I have a rhythm. So I have a like I can snap my fingers and rap to snapping my fingers. Not a lot of people can do that."
In Japan, how was it when you went out there and like how was what was one of the worst fights you had out there in Japan wrestling?
Man,
Was it easy for you?
no man. Well, the big difference between pro wrestling in America and pro wrestling in Japan is like in America, it's like mostly like phony shit, but over there, man, we beat the fuck out of each other over there. So in them death matches, we got like barbed wire and broken glass and baseball bats wrapped with barbed wire and stuff like that, and we're really hitting each other with this shit. We're really getting cut up and all that stuff, man. So some of the most hardest matches were like those death matches.
That a real death match.
Yeah,
like people is dying. People have died.
People have died doing death matches or almost died. There's people that's
You
been
gotta fight to the end, basically.
Well, yeah, until somebody wins or loses, you win by pinfall or submission. It's like either 6 or 8 men, but they're in teams of 3 or 4. And the teams start out outside the ring all the way on different sides of the building, and there's a countdown, and when it gets down to 0 and the bell rings, you run to the ring, and whoever grabs the barbed wire bat first gets to use it. So man, I'm telling you, I got beat up with that barbed wire baseball bat.
And this is hitting you like really,
like legit, like really hit me with the barbed wire baseball bat.
But ain't that busting skin and face open?
They didn't hit me in the face with it, but they hit me in the chest with it and the back with it.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. But if somebody hitting you with the barbed wire like that, that's real.
It's real.
So, it's busting your shit open.
It really was. Yeah, it really did do that. I swear to God, brother. You can look at it on YouTube. I've got all them death matches I'm talking about. They're all on YouTube.
They can have YouTube over there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got YouTube over there. For a whole year, I produced music for Insane Clown Posse. And I landed a beat on an album called Yum Yum's Lure that debuted #1 on iTunes rap chart. And I produced the first track on that album while I was living.
How was that working for ICP?
At first, it was cool. Like, I felt like, yeah, finally I'm starting to get a break here with this music. And then over time, like, I would keep making more and more beats for them. And he would, at first, Violent J, he would tell me, like, you're doing a good job, bro. Keep up the good work. So I keep making beats. And then one time he was like, I need you to change this in this beat. And I was like, okay. He's like, I want it to go boom, boom, boom. But he's saying it in a text. So I don't know like what he's talking about. If he's talking about a triplet pattern or like sliced over 4 patterns, or if he's talking like the first 3 patterns or the first, the third, and the 5th pattern. I didn't know what he was talking about. So I was trying to like do it the way he wanted it, and he like got really impatient with me. So after that, it kind of went downhill. He told me to move back to the United States. He said like if everything worked out, I'd be an artist on his label. So I kind of took his word, and plus he said he'd give me like $500 a beat for every custom beat that I made them. So I made them like 40 or 50 custom beats, and he never paid me nothing for it. But I wasn't complaining about that. You can hit me up on social media on Facebook or Instagram or anything.
All right, well, One Man Kru is pretty much it.
All right, peace out, brother.